here we are again, second time today. I needed to take a break, and I had to go to the store and grab some X-Acto blades because I ran out, and I needed some for this project. So that's what I was doing. So I was gonna be gone so long, I figured I would just restart the stream. All right. So now I can get our reference up here, and you guys can see what we're actually working on. All right. So looking at our reference here, so cute. That's really cute. Let's see. So here's the ears is more of like a burgundy, maybe a plum. I already have the colors of the furs picked out, but it's important to know what parts are different so you know where to mark it on the head. And so we have the hair, we don't have to worry about that yet. And most of the rest of this, it's all just that same brown other than the ear section. How do I zoom back out? Alright, and from this image on the right, all the way on the right, we can see that the back of the head is also that same color. So let's go. Hi there. I actually didn't draw this. That's my that's the reference that I'm using to make the costume. So that's somebody commissioned me, and that's their character, so I'm gonna make it into a costume. Unfortunately, I do draw, but I don't draw on stream. I don't know, I could. Alright, so since last time, we got our pattern all done. On this side, we got our tape all stuck on there. Looks pretty good, actually. Got all the tape in the important spots. It's all the way around. And I tried to use smaller tape during the more in-depth places, like the more detailed places like the cheek. Hey Sonic, how you doing? Indeed, you are quick. So we even got the tape all the way down into this crevice, into this hole down here, and even in the back. Punch it. I wish. Hey Bad, how you doing? Part 2. So I'm gonna take a pencil. As much as I'd love to take a pen, pencil is probably a good idea for today. How you guys doing? It's been a few hours. I ate some food and now I'm happy again. Okay, so first things first, we need to draw. No, I do not. Is that somebody's username? Because I don't know anything about that. First things first, we need to draw the important lines, like right down the middle of the tape. Actually, we'll grab a pen for this one. Come here, camera. Whoa! Going for a ride. Alright. Trying to find the most efficient way of displaying this. Maybe like this? Something about... Man, I took French. I took French class and I don't know anything. You are... something, I don't know. I don't remember much of French. It was fun. I wouldn't mind studying French again, because that was a lot of fun. Just between the other classes, I just didn't have enough time to really, truly get into it as much as I would have liked. There we go. So I just gotta kind of draw a center line here. So that's kind of why we went and took the tape and went over the line so we could draw where the line is. Really? Because the first two words, je suis, is not like I know how to say French words. Is also in French. That's also a French thing, so that's cool. I know a lot of languages have a lot of words that are similar, so that's cool. I know nothing about that. I'm so uncultured. Alright, so we're getting this nice line down here. I'm sorry. I wish I knew that language, but I do not. I got English and that's about it. Alright, so that's one of the most important things, is to get that center line. So first we're gonna get the important lines, like where the center line cuts off and the inside of the eye, where the eye line cuts off, right here. So before we even add patterns of markings on the character, we have to do the important lines, like the center line. Let's see here. This looks pretty good. Because ideally, your pattern should be symmetrical, so you should be able to mirror it over, so you don't have to tape up the entire head. We can just mirror it over, and that will help. There we go. Okay, so we've got this whole line up here, all the way down, and yeah, I think I will do the inside of the mouth, but this is gonna be the hard part. I'll try. Ugh. I can't guarantee that this is gonna be super straight. This is a very difficult spot. Come on, camera. Go even higher. There we go. I'm gonna try to get this on the camera. There we go. There you go, right in the middle. That middle line there is the hardest. There. So good. Thankfully it doesn't have to be perfect, but obviously the closer you get, the better it's gonna be. Ooh, I want some cookies. Sounds good. I'm weak to cookies. Cookies are my main weakness. This way. So getting that center line straight. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to be close enough. So if you make a mistake like I did right here, it's gonna be confusing later to know which one is the correct one and which one's the wrong one. So I just put like a few little X's through the wrong line, so I don't have to wonder which line I have that's the proper one. Because it's very important to not mess you up. There we go. Okay. So that was a hard part to do. So the rest of the center line, the jaw, I'm probably gonna line it up from the bottom, or from the top here. Try to follow the line of the muzzle and go down. Let me see. Yeah, good. That nice straight line. When I was in college and I was just starting to learn how to draw, because I had never really drawn before then, drawing a straight line, drawing a circle, all that was very hard, but now it's not a problem because I've just had so much practice over the years. So if you have trouble drawing super straight lines or even circles, I know a lot of people have trouble with circles, don't fret. You'll get there eventually. Focus, camera. Come on now. What is the lens dirty? Why is it doing this? Please. Camera, focus. There we go. Good boy, camera. I was gonna pat it on the head, but then I realized it would shake the whole camera for you guys, so that wasn't a good idea. Therefore, I did not do that. Yeah, I gotta kind of hold this in a weird way, this pen, to try to get in here, get all these angles. This part is very hard. There's no real easy part of making a fursuit, I don't think. It's all very either moderately difficult or very difficult. I'm trying to think of what would be something simple, something easy to do in a fursuit. I mean, if you know how to paint, you could paint the eyes, but even that has its own troubles. Painting the eyes is actually really hard for me because I'm not the best painter in the world. I can get by, but it takes me a while to get a result that I like. And being a perfectionist, I have to get something I like. I'm not gonna just I'm not gonna stop until I'm happy. Alright, so got under the jaw. I don't have to finish this line here because I can cut it out when I'm cutting it out later. I can cut it, but if I wanted to, I can finish it. I might as well, but it doesn't really matter too much. Ugh, sorry, you're not gonna get a good view for this for a second. There we go. Good. So we got under the jaw. Alright, so what else? We need to continue the symmetrical line all the way up and around. So let's turn this boy around. Oh, this is a girl. Alright, so right up here in between the ears, we should be able to mark it right in the center. And it should match up with our other lines that I had coming up this way. There we go. And I'm just gonna guesstimate. I'm gonna get as close as I can. Try to make this straight. Ooh, this part's hard. There we go. I'm trying to guess if it's what's the middle part between the two cheek ends, right here and here. I think this is pretty good. But trying to draw a straight center line on something that's rounded like this can be quite a challenge. There we go. I'll put a little X through this because I don't need this line. I don't get it. Alright. Good. Good progress here. So we got all the way down to the back. So now we just need to do the rest of the line down here through the neck. So I can actually even use this mannequin head, this armature head. I can actually use this to help me line this up straight because there is right here a square that says the company name. So I can use this to find the very center of the mannequin head. And I can use that to line it up with this. There we go. So before you start patterning with tape like I did, make sure your head is completely straight because it looks like mine is turned a little bit. And it's gonna be okay because it's only turned a tiny bit, but just for future, make sure your head isn't turned because mine's turned a little bit. It's making it a little difficult. So this line kind of needs to be right in between here. There we go. So we're gonna take that middle line right in between. And I'm just gonna keep going even further down. All the way. Good. That symmetry line is going to help a lot. Hey, Skellapro! Yeah, the first part was not long enough, and I wanted to finish up what I was doing. Back for more. You know it. Alright. Now we're actually putting markings on this, because when I was off camera for a little bit, I finished taping it up, because that part I thought was kind of getting kind of boring. So, alright, so now we're going to mark the edge for the neck around here. So, the edge of the shoulder, I'm going to mark here. Again, this is kind of something hard to do because it's on a curved surface, so just get the closest you can. There we go. So, I gotta give it a new, deeper, not deeper. I gotta color it darker. Yeah, there we go. So that you guys can see it. These are the cheapest pens ever, but they're my favorite. I don't know why. I'm able to get like a really good light to dark scale on these. And I don't know why they're like... You can buy these in a huge pack. Come on, focus camera. Come on now. Camera said no. There we go. You can get these in a huge pack of like 12 or 10 or whatever. They're the cheapest pens ever, but they're my favorite. There we go. Now I'm going to actually read the comments. Ooh. I like that. I like that idea. Really hot mac into a block of cheese and mix it in the block of cheese. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I guess that would work. That's essentially mac and cheese. Like, that's... Wow, that sounds really good right now, actually. I'm not even hungry. Oh, hey, Della. Did I say hi to you yet? I thought it. If I didn't say it, I thought it. Hi! That sounds really good. I'm not even hungry and I want mac and cheese now. I gotta redraw this center line here. This is not doing it for me. It would help to have some kind of thing to hold this mannequin head up at a certain angle. That would be nice. Hold it like this for me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know there was gonna be a stream either. I just felt like it, so here we are. The first stream didn't last super long because I had to stop to eat food. That's why we're back. Alright, so get that nice neckline in there. The cowl, that's what they're called. It's a cowl. C-O-W-L. That's what we called it in animation. 3D animation. When you're designing a character. Yeah. This is the cowl. This curved neck shape. It's okay. None of us can spell. Whose head am I working on? This is Cran's head. The character is named Rissy. So cute. Actually, I have the reference right here, so let me unhide that. Boop. So cute. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Very cute. So first, I know, it's so cute. I really love it. I hope that this head looks good for them, because I think their design is the cutest thing ever. Alright, so the first thing I always do is the center line, which we've just finished all the way down in the front and the back. The hardest part inside the mouth, even did that. Then you do the neck, and other sections like the inside of the eye, because this tape wraps around inside the eye, and the tape is right where the fur is gonna go. We don't need fur inside the eye. The eye's gonna cover it up. So we need to draw a line right around the eye where we want the edge to go. Alright. So I'm gonna just do the best I can. I need a I need a taller camera stand. Oh, Sonic, you hit 300 subs on Sunday and you have 378. Wow! 78 in 1 week. That's incredible. Good job. Yee! You have the cutest channel. I just love it so much. So I'm really glad. That's really, really awesome. Uh-oh. Tiny little issue here. So if there's a spot that's missing tape and you accidentally draw a pen on it or marker, you're gonna have to cut off that tiny piece of foam because you don't want it to bleed, and yeah, you don't want it to bleed onto their costume, especially if their costume is like a white color. So whoops. That's fine. It's only a very tiny amount. I just gotta snip off a very slight piece of foam, so not a big problem. Almost done, and then I can show you guys. This is a hard thing to show. I can barely even see in there, let alone you guys. There we go. Okay, so here's the eye marking. Here's the edge right here. I didn't want to draw it right on the edge. I wanted to draw it slightly in a little bit more so it could tuck in, because here's where the eye goes, and it doesn't fit right now because there's tape all in there, but this is gonna shove in, so we want the fur to be able to tuck around the eye just a little bit, like the eyebrow will come down and tuck in a little bit right here, if that makes sense. So that's why this line isn't right at the edge, but slightly in more. Okay, so let's do that with the ear now. So we just have some tape in here. So obviously we aren't gonna want fur just kind of chilling on here. So we're gonna draw the line right here the best we can. Very hard spot to see, but thankfully once we get it out, we can round it a little bit better after we cut it out, if that makes sense. There we go. So now you can see the line in there. And I'm gonna have to do the other side. Yeah, camera's not gonna fit in there. I gotta do this front side, so I can't show that with this camera right now, but I'm gonna do it. I need a taller camera stand. Just call Phil. Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time he's held the camera for me. Oh, you have 2 suits and none of them are your Sona. That's alright. That would be a cool thing to have, though, is a fursuit of your main Sona. I love fursuits. I think they're the coolest things ever. Even people who aren't furries should at least try on a fursuit head once in their life. It's so fun. Alright. So that's hard to mark. Let's see. Cowl, symmetry line, eye, ear. I think that might be it. The inside of the mouth. Yeah. Okay. So let's get the inside of the mouth. Alright, so normally, let me get a camera in here. Alright, so here's our symmetry line. I'm glad we have that. But now we need to mark the exact spot where the fur ends on the muzzle and the black on the inside of the mouth starts. I know! Public suiting is so fun! I'm just devastated that Anthrocon is canceled. Every day I think about it and I'm sad. I was so excited for that, man. Alright, so I usually like to start the lips right here. So like this would all be that amber color, all this around here. But this line right here is where I will start putting black for the inside of the mouth. So it's kind of hard to trace. I'm just going to do the best I can. There we go. Good, you can kind of see some of that right there. It's not as good, easy to see on camera, but I can see it, and that's what's important. Though it would be nice if you guys could see it easier. It's semi-visible, so that's what's important. As long as we can see what we're doing to a point. Okay. So, then I know where the line cuts off to where I need to put Minky or some other black fabric for the inside of the mouth. Sometimes I put Lycra. Kind of depends. I don't know what it depends on. I guess it just depends on how I feel about it. Different costumes, sometimes it's harder or easier depending on the shape of the inside of the mouth. Like, trying to get Lycra into a very weird position is kind of hard because it's so bendable. I don't know. Either Minky or Lycra, they're both black and they look good. Alright, so now I can see that. It's not important, and I'm probably not going to cut it separate, but the line right in here that separates the top and the bottom of the mouth, that's probably not what I'm probably not going to cut it, but I am going to mark it because it'll help me later on when I'm trying to figure out what's what with the patterning. Let me see here. I'm trying to get a better view of what I'm doing. I would say it's because I'm left-handed and I'm blocking the camera, but it's really not that either. It's just because just because it's such a tight little area to try to be making space here. Alright, so this part's really confusing. Water. Yes, I like water. Water is good for you. So this part here is kind of confusing because it's the happy cheek part right here. So what part does it become a cheek and what part does it become black? So that's where it's helpful to just have knowledge of drawing. I think that'll help a lot, but for the most part, if you can see it from this outside view when you're looking at it, it should be the outside. And so everything else from the inside where my hand is should be black. So basically, guesstimate to win. Here we go. It's eating you. Ah! I know, right? This one has a really big mouth, just like Figby does, and I love the big snouts and the big mouth. I don't know, it's just my style. I think it's very cute. It's just me, I guess. I always wondered if there's another fursuit maker out there that does stuff similar to me. It'd be kind of cool to know. If anybody ever sees a fursuit maker whose suits look kind of like mine, that'd be cool if you would share that so I could see. Ah, this is such a hard angle to get. It's all curved and just difficult. Alright, so I'm trying to get this lip line right here. Right here. I'm trying to get the lip line all the way around. This part is just... ugh. The struggle real. The real struggle. I can't even talk now. Okay, come on. Good. Maybe part of the problem is the mouth is small and I gotta kinda... I mean, it's not small, but relatively speaking, it's kinda small. And I gotta kinda get this pen in there to mark it. There we go. That's probably good enough. I am missing a piece of tape in there at a very crucial point where I really need to draw. So I'm gonna put an extra slice of tape in there. It is right in here. Really hard to tell. Right up in here. So I'm gonna slide some tape in there. Up. I'm gonna need more. Ah. Consume. Do the mouths move? Some people's costumes do have moving jaws that if you open your mouth really wide, the costume's mouth will open too. but mine are not like that. However, if you do bounce around a lot, it will just bounce around with you. So, yeah. I hope that answers your question. Alright. There we go. Now I can actually draw on that spot that I needed to draw on. That was an important spot. Okay. Cool. So now we get to the more... I read that as, I have a toy story for you. I was so confused. You have a story for me. Alright, shoot. Alright, this is okay. This is good. So now what I'm gonna do is, let's look at the reference again, so we can kind of get an idea of where the fur is gonna be. Window capture, there we go, okay. So you can see this character, the back of the head looks really fluffy, and the cheeks are obviously fluffy. The rest of it's pretty short, so that's really standard for this kind of a character. So, let's put this away. Close. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, just like I thought, this one needs to be shaved really short. And up here, too. Most of this is just shaved short, but inside of the ears, I always like long. And, this cheek part is usually, I like to make it short, but then it kind of flows into a longer tuft that comes down here. So, I gotta keep that in mind when I'm marking it. And the head shape is kind of, you gotta kind of got it like an extended cheek. You have like the smile cheek, like the part of the mouth cheek, and then you have the side cheek, like the fluffed part. So you kind of always have two cheeks. That's how I explain it. So yeah, keeping that in mind, this whole smile area needs to be shorter fur. So this is where it starts getting kind of complex, so we'll do the best we can. Oh, how do I usually attempt characters that have hairstyles? You know, this is the first one I've actually done that has a hairstyle like this, so I'm gonna get the closest wig I can and I'm gonna try to style that. So we'll see how it goes. Wow. Oh, thank you! That's so nice of you that you like my style. Should actually show my face. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing because there's no furs that long to make hair, so I'm just gonna get a wig, the closest wig I can. Even if I have to dye the wig, I might dye it. Dyeing wigs is kind of a really tricky business, sometimes impossible. Anyways, that's a whole nother topic for another day, so... Alright, so basically, I'm trying to mark different areas, like where there's going to be cuts, like where I'm going to have separate patterns. Like the ear is going to be separate from this head part when I trace it on the fur. So straight away, I'm going to immediately mark this right here, because this needs to be cut all the way around the ear. What? I'm gonna read that out loud because it's really funny. At your old school, you had this mascot, and it was a wolf, where they were giving free hugs, and one of the kids went and kicked him right between the legs. Oh, that poor guy. That is so sad. That sounds like a very unhappy moment. Oh. Yeah, hugs are good, kicks are not good. I was out fursuiting once and there was some kids mauling me, so, my fursuit handler wasn't stopping them, so, well, they were a newer handler, they never really did it before, so, they didn't really know what to do, so, anyways, I couldn't get him to stop mauling me, so, I had to break the magic. I had to yell at him. I said, stop grabbing me. It's not nice. I don't remember what I said. Like, I said, please stop whatever they were doing, like hitting me or whatever. But you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Like, if the parents had stepped in, I wouldn't have had to break the magic for them. But I can't allow myself to get beat up. Also, those kids got suspended for 2 days. Dang. Well, I mean, I guess that checks out. I mean, that sounds about right. They should probably get in trouble for that. Alright, so another area that I'm going to cut. Let's look at the reference again. Okay, so see how the inside of the ears are that maroon / plum color. So 100%, the inside of the ears needs to be separate from the outside. And even if it was the same exact color on the inside and the outside, I would still put a line right here on the inside all the way around, because this is going to be short fur all the way in the back, and all the middle is going to be long fur. So I prefer to separate that up so I can easily shave the pieces that need to get shaved and not shave the pieces that need to not get shaved. Here we go. Sorry, I know this isn't the best angle for you guys. There we go. Okay, so I went all the way down to the bottom with that line here. A little higher. There we go. I went around here, and then this is going to be a very confusing part, I can tell. So this little square here can either go up with this earpiece, or it can go to the side with the rest of this. And it doesn't really matter to me, so I'm just going to connect it to this earpiece. So I'm actually going to draw a line right here so that I make sure that this piece, the square, goes up instead of accidentally connecting to this. So I'm going to separate that. How long does it take to make a suit? If you're slow like me, a few months. I've heard of people doing it in a week, but they're not very high quality if you do it in a week, because everything is a horrible rush job. I think the quickest I could make one is probably a month. If I had no other jobs, if I had only one commission, and everything was all hunky-dory, if I was speed running it, I could probably do it in a month to my highest quality standard. But unfortunately, it's not. So yeah, usually like a few months. It's hard to say. Alright, so we got the lines in there. And I'm actually gonna finish drawing this line. Ooh, did you guys see that? No, I'm sure you didn't. The lights just dulled for a second. And that kind of concerns me since I lost power the other day, and that was really scary. Well, it wasn't scary, but it was for a minute, because right when we lost power, there was a big boom. That part was scary. Alright, so basically, this whole inside section is going up with this ear, except this little flap right here that's going to connect to this right here. So this little flap wrap around. And so imagine this ear. You take out this center piece. It's pretty flat for the most part, but if you take off this ear piece, it's gonna be all curved, and you're gonna have to like cut some darts in it to make it lay flatter so that you can actually make it rounded and sew together. So this piece up here, we're actually gonna have to make a really huge dart. So big that we could even just make this into 2 pieces if we wanted, but there we go. Right up here. Sorry, the camera. It's not. I know it's not the best. I feel bad. I need to stop apologizing, but I just feel bad about it. Okay, so, and here's the rest of the very curved area, so I'm actually going to continue the dart down here. And sometimes when I cut it off the head, I decide that the dart is a little bit too far to one side or another, so you can change the location of it later. Like I might end up putting it lower or higher, depends. And the other part I like to put a big dart on is just the style of my ears, the way they're made, this bottom piece is big, and I tend to need to cut a really long dart in this edge right here. So I'm gonna just draw another dart where I think it needs to be. There we go. So this is that's probably long enough, but I might make it a little longer if it needs it. It doesn't have to lay perfectly flat once you cut it out, but it needs to be flat enough. So let's see here. Okay, so this is a part where this part is really hard. So let's do the jaw first, down here. Actually, let's quickly look at our reference because I want to make sure I don't mess up. Cute. Yeah, the whole face front area is all that same amber. Good. So we're gonna make this amber color all around here, and this is all gonna be short. So let's see right here where the neck starts. That's different from the jaw where the short fur is. So I'm gonna draw a line right here to cut it separate so that I'll have the jaw cut out separate and I can shave that. And the neck is just, I usually just leave the fur long, so I won't have to worry about that. There we go. So I'm just actually gonna go all the way around the neck here. I prefer to cut out the neck separate because it's kind of just larger, it's kind of unwieldy. I find it easier for me personally if I just do the neck separate. Right here. So for the back of the head, there's the top here, this whole back of the head area, and then there's the neck. And even though it could continue down, it's going to be really hard to get a huge piece cut out that fits. So I'm actually going to chop these two pieces in half right here. There we go. So that'll help a lot. So I have this top spot separate from this bottom neck part. And personally, I think that's my favorite way to do it. So it doesn't get too big of a weird long piece. Okay. So we've got this back of the neck marked out. And we've got the front of the neck marked out right here. So now, we need to do, imagine if you cut out this whole neck section, it wouldn't lay flat. It's very rounded. So now we actually need to cut out a whole section, square right here. That's a square for the shoulder. Wow. Wow, thanks Google. Thanks for that, Google. That's not, I didn't, I don't know. I'll just say thanks, Google. That was very helpful from Google. Alright, so just gonna kind of see where there's kind of the most round, right in the middle here somewhere, and I'm gonna just choose that spot to be the part that I cut. Alright. Good. So now I have this piece and the shoulder side piece, and I have the front piece. So now that I have the neck in place, I can actually do the jaw. Because I went to do the jaw and then I was like, wait, I'm not ready. Alright, so the way I have my jaw here, the cheek, I tend to like to cut it right. This is kind of a really hard shape to get down, so I try to cut it right in here. Hopefully this makes more sense after I'm done drawing it. Alright, so I like to try to keep this curve here, and here's the jaw. Alright. So for the top of this, right here, you have this, let's say you have this whole muzzle piece. You're gonna need a dart for this right here, because this will not lay flat. You're gonna need some kind of dart, so this one might actually need 2 darts. I'm not sure yet. If it needs another dart, I can add it after. In fact, I'm pretty sure it needs 2 darts, so I'm gonna put the 2 darts where I think it needs it. But thankfully, I can edit it after if I take it off and it doesn't look like it's fitting right. Okay, so here's the 2 darts I put here, because it's really big change in topography, very top here and here. So these 2 spots just kind of go to the bottom. And right, so this whole piece is all connected. It's very short fur. It's all connected. I'm actually going to put let me get a good angle here. I'm actually gonna put a line right here. So, trying to follow the contour of the cheek the best I can, I'm just gonna put like a nice rounded seam. There we go. So that follows it well enough. Kind of hard to see underneath the tape, but if I need to see what it looks like without the tape, it's easier to see on the other side. Here we go. Hey, Sparky, how you doing? We're just, we're doing good. We're just having fun and trying to figure out where to cut what. This is a hard part, so it's, really fun to do on camera, so if anybody ever needs to know how to do it, they'll know. Alright, I'm actually gonna amend this line here. I think this would be better. So let's try this instead. There we go. Good. Oh, a new cam? Oh, you lost me. I'm a little confused. I'm sorry. Alright, so this underjaw right here, this whole piece is one piece together. So here's the connection for the bottom and sides. It cuts off in here where we drew it from the inside of the mouth. And here is this line here for this. Imagine there's someone secretly doing this with you. Yeah, in the background there's somebody like trying to show me what to do. I actually have no idea what I'm doing. Alright. So we got the top of the muzzle and we got the bottom of the jaw. Oh, bye Skelefro! Thanks for dropping by! Have a good one! So, as per usual, I like to try to, this whole cheek area, I'm gonna try to outline on its own, so that, because I like to have the fur longest on the cheek, so I'll have it a little shorter on the back of the head, but not much. Cheek is gonna be poof, and at the very least, I need it cut out here so that I can properly sew it with darts and such, so that's why this is separate. There we go. So if we cut this out separate, we can sew it with a dart, and that way we can make sure that we can actually get this rounded edge we need, and still, because if we just laid this all flat and tried to cut it all out, there's no way this could be flat. It's like puffy. It would not be good. So that's why we have to pattern it like this. Hey Macy! How you doing? You woke up from a nap. Ooh, okay Sparky, go ahead. I would like to see. Alright, so let's see, we got this whole part. I usually like to separate this top piece right here from the top down to here, because this starts getting into cheek territory where it's all curved and different, so I prefer to make a line right here. And this is going to be patterning is going to be a different process for all heads, because they're all shaped different, but for my kind of head, this is what works well for me, I've found. So there's that. And I'm actually going to put one on this side too, because this middle section right here we can cut out as one piece, and we can sew it together. So I'm actually going to put a line right up here, because if you took this whole eye structure and tried to lay it flat, it wouldn't, because obviously this is coming out. So let's cut this out so we have just this flat piece, and then we'll have just this flat piece. Kind of like a box. Oh, highlight my message. Boop. Macy just woke up. Yo, anytime I take a nap, I end up much worse because I just want to keep sleeping. Naps are so good. I love sleep. Oh, Sonic, you're so funny. It is exactly 10:36 p.m. for me. Yeah, I guess it's getting kind of late here, but I'm a night owl. It's kind of midday for me because I'm probably gonna go to bed at like 5 a.m. Alright, so I'm just drawing along this line. Give me a moment. I didn't intend to have 2 streams today, but I had to take a break that was going to be more than 15 minutes, so I kind of just cut it into 2. Alright, so now we have this line here that's separate, and this part will cut out very nice because it's flat. And this top part is going to be flat-ish. So, this part is very close to being flat, but we are going to need a dart because it's kind of still too rounded. We might even need to completely cut it in half. So let's just try putting a dart here. So this part is holding a lot of the roundness, and if I cut this off after and it's still not good enough, I'll just cut the whole thing into 2 parts, 1, 2. So I'll do what I have to do. So right now I'm gonna leave it as a dart, but if it needs to be longer, I'll fix it then. Whoa, camera, please. Okay, and the top of the head. I don't like to do pieces that are way too huge, but that's why, especially because I have this whole piece here, I like to kind of cut it right up here. There we go. Somewhere in here. This part's not important at all because it'll connect well to this one or this. The 2 pieces it could connect. Either one will look really good, so let us put it in there. So yeah, when I'm working on these things, I don't just like say, oh, I'm gonna do the jaw. It's like I try to do the jaw, and then I notice I gotta do this and that. So it's just the whole patterning process is just going along with whatever you see next that needs to get done. So I'm just gonna keep looking at it until I see, oh, this spot needs to get patterned. Oh, look at art. Hang on. Ah, yeah, Sparky, you're in the same time zone as me. Sweet. Whoa, it's 7:37 there? What even? Oh, okay, Sonic, if you have to go, then that's fine. Art. Oh, cool, Sparky, yeah. Yeah, you got the image planes up. Awesome. Oh, that's looking really, really good. Wow, yeah, wow. I'm really impressed. That's really awesome. Good job. I love that. 2 thumbs up. 3D is one of the hardest mediums. It's just so difficult. And what you're doing so far looks so good, so I'm really proud. Okay, so this back part here, from this line up here that we just made at the top of the head, right here, down to here. This is all one piece. And this is good, but the problem is it's round, too round. So I'm going to put a dart in here where the roundness is at the strongest. So let me draw it and then I'll show you guys. There we go. Good, right there. Perfect. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Are you sub? Oh. If true, then that was very nice. Whoa. If you are, it didn't say. Which is sad, because I would like it to say so I could thank you. Oh yes, you have been subbed, so I didn't know if you had re-upped it or if you were still subbed. Thank you for that. Oh, the emoji. Oh, it's so tiny. Oh, I didn't even see it. Alright, let me look. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. It's got a little St. Patrick's hat. Oh man, that makes me so happy. I like St. Patrick's Day because it's green, and green is like such a good color. Obviously, I love green. Alright, so now here's the part where I'm going to look at each piece that will be cut out separately, and see if it's flat enough or if it's too big. And these neck pieces, this square here, that looks good. Let's look at the jaw. Okay, jaw piece, it curves up. This whole jaw piece curves up and around. We might need some... Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit of darts for this. So this is the parts where it's gonna be the strongest. Right here, because it's kind of a... I'll show you the inside. Right here, this kind of curves in. Like, the mouth kind of curves in here. And because of that, it's gonna... it's gonna be really curved here. We're gonna just need we need a dart. We need a dart there. I'm sorry, I can't talk. And this part, right at the corner of the square part of the mouth, that's gonna need a dart right here. Right up here. And actually, I'm gonna continue this dart down the chin because it is not gonna be enough relief for the fabric. I need more of a dart even. So there's the dart for the chin. I'm actually gonna go down even a little bit lower. There we go. So here's the chin. This is what the chin piece looks like. It's this whole area. This part that's really rounded is gonna be cut open, and we've got these two darts in here to try to even it out. Oh no, Sonic! Your phone is at 1%. Sparky, me when I look at it. Me with, or everyone else. Oh! It's my 3rd time doing the model. Oh man, I do models over and over and over. Even if I think it looks good, if there's something fundamentally wrong with it, I mean, 3D modeling is really, really tough to learn. But it looks a lot better than the last iteration you showed me, so you must be making progress somewhere, yeah? Good job. I really like it. Alright, and so that's the bottom of the jaw. Let's look at the top muzzle. Alright, so we already made a dart that goes around under here to give this curve some relief. And this goes up around here. Around through this area. So that's pretty good. That's not too curved, it's not too huge of a piece. Looks pretty good to me. So we've got this cheek. I need to do some more breakup of the cheek because it continues through this whole area. So I'll come back to the cheek. I'm just looking at the other pieces now. So this front of the eye, that's good. The top here, this is good. And we've got our little dart here, and it ends right here. So this whole piece is just this big, and that's good. And it even curves down into this. Here's our line for the back of the head. So the back of the head continues down all the way down to here. Here's the line for the head. And we have a dart here from for that curve. And the ears. We did a dart up here, a dart down here, and we did this inside marking all the way around. And we even finished the dart up here. So yeah, this is actually looking really, really close to being, right now we're just doing the lines that you're actually going to physically cut. And then we're going to do the pattern for the character itself on top of this. The time took me 8 hours to finish the body, and then it crashed. No! Oh, that's awful. That's happened to me before. That's the most awful thing. The other day, my sister was playing The Sims, and she made this awesome house. Like, it was super sick. And, yeah, the game crashed on her, and it was just such a bruh moment. Like, I felt so bad. It was just really, really sad moment. Alright, so this is the hardest part for me. How do I want to make this cheek? Because obviously the more seams, the more noticeable the seams are. You don't want the seams to be noticeable, but you gotta have as many seams as you need to make the curves good. So this is really tough. this line right here, I think that's a line I decided not to follow, so I'm going to put an X through that. Because I decided to put the jawline here instead. So I put little X's through that so I don't accidentally do that. Alright, so let's just start with this back area. This is pretty good. The only part that's too curved to be cut out properly is here, and we already put a dart. So this is all fine. Here's where it starts getting a little bit too curved, and we're going to have to do something about it because it won't cut out well. Either we're going to need a dart here or we're going to need a full-on line. So let me see. If I put a line here, line right here. So I'm trying to imagine where I could put the line where it would make this this lay the flattest and also not be super obtrusive. There we go. Okay, so if I put a line here, that'll kind of balance out. Like this part will be able to open up easier right here and here. So that's good. Given the other lines here, this is kind of curved, but it's not that strong. We might need a little dart here, but I'm gonna cut out the pattern and try to lay it flat first. We'll see if it really needs a dart or not, but it may need a dart. But this whole cheek area, I need this separated from this back cheek because this one's supposed to be long fur and this one's supposed to be short fur. So let me see the other side here. Alright, so here's the side that's not taped. Where's the cheek and where is the puffy cheek? So here's the cheek, like the face cheek. I'd say it ends like maybe right here. But then here's the rest of the cheek that's just puff, that's just extra fur that puffs out. So we need to mark that. That's what we're gonna mark. You should save before it crashes. Yes! That is a great idea. Please do that. I would be so sad if it crashed on you again. Alright. So I'm actually gonna get some tactile feedback. I'm grabbing onto both ends. I'm gonna try to feel which part where I wanna. When I'm doing symmetry, it's easier for me sometimes to grab both sides and try to feel the difference rather than just look at it. So if I feel both cheeks, I can try to feel the spot where I want to draw it, because if you do this wrong, this is gonna look really, really awkward. Okay, so right here, this is a very intense moment for me. Right here is where it starts. It's going to go around this way and curve down to here. There we go. So let's see how this looks. Pen, please don't do that to me. It's trying to die. There we go. Okay. All right. So this would be where the short fur is, and then the long fur would start here. Let me pull this camera back. We can get a good look at it. So short fur all through here. I think this is pretty good. I think I need a little bit of an adjustment here. Really want that nice round cute shape. Yeah, there we go. And this should come down and around. So let me lift this up. So what's like the difference between basically the part where the jaw comes flat here and it curves up to the side? I'm trying to make this cheek curve down in the perfect angle. So right now it's a little bit too small. I kind of want it more wide-ish. So I'm gonna just make another line to try again. Please try again. There we go. This one might be better. Alright. We'll see. I'll hold it up to the camera and we can give it a good look. Alright, so not this dark line, but the line in the back. This line that comes out this way. So that's where the short fur for the cheek would go. And it would come down through here. Yeah, actually, I think that looks okay. Very important that you get it right because boop. Oh, you're on your laptop because it's where you use Blender. Yeah, I'm on my laptop. I specifically bought, like when I was laptop hunting ages ago, I chose it specifically so that it could run Maya, Autodesk Maya. I actually haven't used Blender before, but it looks like a good time. Alright, so that's pretty close. I'm actually gonna, So this is giving me a little bit of a little stress here. I want to make sure I get this right. This is very important. So this is the part where it's going to be long fur, and this is the part where it's short and it's a cheek. So I need to make sure this is right. And this might be a time where I need to take a break and come back to it later, because whenever there's a difficulty like this for me, the best thing for me to do is to come back to it. Because right now, basically, let's come all the way down. So the trouble I'm having is just getting that line perfect. So I guess I will just come back to it later. But for now, we're gonna show the rest of how this patterning process goes. So now we're at the part where I want to show which direction the fur goes. And this head is a really good head to show for this because most of the head is the same color except the back area. And that's easy because it changes over at the cheek spot. Come here. Changes over at this cheek area. So it's really easy switch in colors. So we're gonna show which way the furs are gonna go. So this is the neck. You want the fur on the neck to go straight down. So I drew the down arrow. And so on the front of the neck, we want the fur to also go straight down. Actually, so for the front here, when I'm cutting out the neck, I actually usually just mirror it and make it one big piece. I don't have to cut this piece, flip it, do the other side. I usually just make it one long piece. So, I usually write like mirror. So I remember to mirror it over this line. And I'm going to draw that arrow nice and straight so that it will mirror well. Alright. So I'm also going to do that for the back. I'm going to write mirror so that I know to mirror it across this middle line. And I'm going to put an arrow down. There we go. And now let's move on up here to the head, the back of head. Oh yeah, we need to be writing what these things are. So I'm going to write back of head. And I'm going to put a nice arrow down. That's the direction of the fur. And this one is not going to be mirrored up here because the difference is this one has all kinds of curve and this is going to have to be split and cut open because of the dart. So that one is not going to be able to be mirrored, but that's okay. Let me see here. So back of the ear. The back of the ear, I always have it going straight exactly up towards the point of the ear. So this way. There we go. That's the way I want the fur to go, and I'm going to write, okay, back of ear. Wow, it's really hard to do while holding the camera because the head is moving. Oh, good. I'm glad you like how it's going. How are you doing on your project? Mine's going okay. I'm having fun. Are you 3D modeling right now as you're watching? So this is the side of the cheek fur. So we could either have this go straight down, or we could have it go sideways like this. And I tend to try to do it right in between. I'm actually gonna kind of have it coming down at like an angle. Oh man, I just accidentally poked right through the tape. Make sure you don't stab it too hard, because I almost just did. Alright, so I kind of like to have it at a 45-degree angle, but it's totally up to you how you want the fur to lay. Oh, you stopped to watch. Oh! Ah! You're so sweet. You don't have to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna call this cheek puff. Cheek puff. There we go. Normally I'd write the colors on here too, but I actually, I'm gonna do that after on a separate pass when I'm going over it. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna write what this is supposed to be. Back of neck. Shoulder. And right here, front of neck. Okay. And so right here is the jaw. So when you have a really, really short fur area like this, or up here, this whole front of the face is going to be really short fur. It kind of doesn't matter which direction the fur flows, but I'm still going to try my best to make it in the best direction as I can. So I'm going to have it follow the jaw forward towards the chin. And I'm going to write jaw. There we go. Sometimes in an area like this where it's kind of curved, I'll actually do a second arrow to try to help myself make sure it's nice and straight. If it's a really complicated piece. This is the inside of the mouth. Right here. And that is gonna be minky, or perhaps fleece or lycra. It doesn't really matter which way it goes, but in case I do use minky, I'm still gonna put an arrow. In which case, I'm actually gonna have it go back. That's just my personal preference on how I like my minky to flow inside the mouth. So I'm gonna put that on the top of the roof of the mouth too. And this is gonna be a really hard part. I need to label this as roof of mouth. Okay. Roof of mouth. What should I label this? Inside, bottom of mouth, I guess. Inside, bottom of mouth. Cool. So that's barely legible. But it'll do the job, I guess. Oh, that's good. Yeah, give it bones and then you can animate it. Well, you gotta rig it and then you can animate it. That's so fun. 3D stuff is just a blast. I love 3D. Alright, so the muzzle. Here we are at the muzzle. So let's make the fur flow forward towards where the nose is. So I'm gonna draw the arrow coming towards me, just like that. And I gotta label what it is. So, top of muzzle, I guess. And I have actually, mirrored this muzzle over before, depending on the shape. But the way we have it now, it's complicated enough. I don't want to mirror it over. I think it will have problems if we try to do that. So let's not mirror it this time. Well, I'll consider it. I put a question mark. I put mirror question mark. Then when I cut this off, I'll see how difficult it looks. It might be feasible, but it might not. So I just put that there in case I want to. Leave a little note for myself. Okay, so here on the front of the eye, I'm not really sure what to call this. Eyebrow area? Eye front? Let's just call this front of face. And I'm gonna have the fur go straight up like this. This one also can be mirrored if you want. So I'm gonna write a note to myself to mirror it. Front of face. I actually need to draw the eyebrows on still, and I haven't done that yet, so we'll get to that. So here's top of the head, eyebrows. So I'm gonna write that eyebrows. Nah, that's like eye bone. I'm just gonna write top of head. There we go, top of head. And this is actually gonna flow backwards towards the back of the head. And so, I don't know if you remember when we did this line up here at the very top right here. That's gonna be, actually, I need to move that a little further back. Here we go, right here. That's gonna be exactly where the fur is, changes between like short up here and long for back here. And I usually try to put it like somewhere near, so that should be fine. That'll be good. Okay, so let's label. Did we already do the back of the head? Yes, we did. And we did the back of the ear, so we gotta do the inside of the ear up here. This is gonna be a nice easy one to do. Inside of ear. Easy because it's flat. I can write on it. Nice. Yay, ears. Mirror. Rigging it is so hard. There's so much to rigging. But basic rigging is doable. You might be able to get by with that. You can probably do some good basic rigging. Okay. So this part, you'd expect the fur to go like straight up or something. There's two ways I tend to do this. One, let me push this back here and get a better view. One, you can either have the fur come straight out this way, which I love doing because then it comes flowing out through the side. It's really cute. Or two, you can cut this in half, have half the fur flow this way, half the fur flow this way, and it kind of comes out like this, right in the middle, and it's very, very cute. So I'm gonna ask which one Rissy, which one Crayon wants for her character Rissy here, and yeah, I'll get back on that after I ask her opinion. Hey Macy, how's it going? We're making some good progress here. Oh, still tired, huh? Alright, let's grab our reference out here. Okay, so we've got, I have to ask her about the back of the head to make sure it's all that same, slightly teal, aqua blue color. Gotta make sure that the whole back area is that color before I start coloring on this tape that I've got going on. Because I don't want to have all this be that one color, and then I found out it's the wrong shade. I don't want to really mess her up, so I gotta ask her for a little more detail about the back of the head. And, yeah. And I'll ask her how she wants the ears. Other than that, I think we're actually good for now. Because I can't cut it out until it's completely done, and I can't finish the markings until I talk to her. So I know the basics where to cut it. Basically, if this was a plain white or a plain any color fursuit head, this would work fine. But since I need to add markings, we're gonna have to wait until I'm positive what the markings are gonna look like, so I don't mess her character up. Super quick. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I can try to contact Cran now, or I can cut the stream. I guess, I don't know. I don't want to make anybody wait. It's not going to look too much different. It's going to be slightly more detailed, and then I'm going to get an X-Acto blade and start cutting along the lines. That's why I had to go get an X-Acto blade today before everything closed. That was kind of important. Where's Cran? There we go. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Eee! I really like it too. I think it came out really well. I think I'm gonna end the stream here because I need to have a little mini conversation with Cran and make sure I've got all the details right for her. So, secondary stream today, and it was very fun. The camera's really close to me right now. I feel kind of uncomfortable. There we go. Okay. So yeah, that was really fun. When I get an X-Acto blade, I'm just gonna cut out on every single line, all the lines that we made, and then I'm gonna have all those little patterns that we can use. So the only thing I didn't mark, besides the stuff I didn't know, you really want to make sure you write the color and take a picture of it after you're done too. So make sure you write the color of the muzzle, color of each piece. Then after, take many, many pictures before you cut the thing apart. I cannot stress that enough. It is a huge importance. Like, you will save yourself such a disaster several times over if you make sure you take some pictures before you cut it up. Even if you label it as nice as I did, you'll still get confused, trust me. So yeah, that was fun. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. We're almost there. Next stream we're gonna have the fur out and everything. I'm really excited. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm gonna send a Dorito in the chat and then I'm gonna close on out. Doritos are important, you see. Whew, my hair's doing something funky. Oh, thanks for the stream. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you for coming. It was really fun. I appreciate it. Yee! And the Figby heads. Thank you. Oh yeah, here's my thick 2-inch huge roll that I was using for just the back of the head. Huge. Anyways, bye.